I love being able to paint a perspective. I love to be able to help resolve issues, to coach and mentor through my own experience. I love that part. But again, getting more people to see that, frustrating. All right. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Mindset Mastery. Go ahead and check in if you're on board. Now, there might be some technical difficulties here, but we're going to go ahead and continue on with the conversation. And today's topic is you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. And, as I think about that, I think the first thought is always like, hey, you can't give money if you don't have money, right? But I think it goes way beyond that, especially as a parent. Being in a marriage, having employees, having a business, it goes far beyond that. And there's always this type of thinking that we have here around A's and Associates that it's all about expansion and growth. It's all about continuing to push the envelope when it comes to your skill set and your mindset. And with that will come awareness, and with awareness comes a new duty. It comes with more responsibility because now the roots of your way, right? Or the shortfalls of your ways. And with that, I've caught myself many times where I'm not doing things that are in alignment with where I want to go, where I want to, how I want to raise my children. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to catch myself when I am in this place, when I'm in this place of just frustration, right? Or this place of knowing that what I'm doing at the moment is not probably the right thing. And let me explain, and I'm going to tie this in about how important it is to continue to push the envelope. But this was Friday night. My daughter walks into my bedroom, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm doing some journaling. And of course, with anything, right? Any situation, it's never necessarily what's going down in that situation. It's usually, the foundation of where your mind's at the moment, right? If you're not in a good place, it doesn't matter what's going on around you. You're going to respond based on what's in your head, what's on your mind. And hold on, there's something going on here. I just got logged out for some reason. I don't think I was in this place of pleasure. I don't think I was in this place of overall happiness. I think I was in this place of lack. And I think right before she walked in, I was already in this place of just frustration with myself. And there's this quote that I read off this book. It says, give yourself abundant pleasure and you will have abundant pleasure to give to others. Give yourself abundant pleasure and you will have abundant pleasure to give to others. But if you give yourself doubt, frustration, and fear, if you give yourself, anger and blame, then odds are that's exactly what you're going to give to the other person. Again, it doesn't matter what situation you're meeting them in. You're going to respond with whatever's on your mind. So if you have, this pleasure in your mind, if you have this goodness, if you're feeling great, if you're feeling on top of the world, you're probably going to give advice based on that foundation. In this case, I think I was just frustrated with a few things. And let me explain the situation. She walks into the room. Again, I'm studying. And again, I'm a little frustrated with a few things that have gone down. And then she comes in, she's talking about all this fun she's going to have this weekend. She has her whole weekend planned. On Friday, she's going to go to her cousin's birthday, and she's going to have a good old time, right? And my eldest daughter was going to take her, and they were going to spend some time with her cousin. It was going to have fun. They were going to go to this place where there's a lot of games and things of that nature. So she was going to have a lot of fun. On Saturday morning, she was going to take her called the HSPT test, which is a test that we were preparing her for so she can get into a particular school, okay, a high school. And right after that, she was going to go with her other friends because it was a birthday party. And, again, I responded based on where I was at. And I immediately start casting my doubt and my frustration upon her. I start asking her, hey, are you sure you prepared for this test? I start blaming her for not studying adequately. Like the conversation, she came in very happy, like looking forward to the day. And I wrote a few things, and I'm just going to read it out and try to explain it, because I try to, again, journal what's going on in my mind so I could really analyze it and catch myself even before a situation like this happens, right? Where I'm able to maintain control. In this case, I didn't have any filter. I just started blurting out my frustrations upon her. So instead of talking to her about her excitement, I immediately instilled doubt, fear, and worry into her little soul. I asked her if she practiced for her HSPT test. She did a practice test for her HSPT test. Then I started blaming her for not studying. She gets upset and she gets emotional and starts crying. She said, I'll study right now. Because again, if she would have had this confidence, she wouldn't have to say, hey, I'll study right now. But because I instilled this seed of doubt, she's like, okay, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I shouldn't have fun. Maybe I'll study right now. So she walks right back into the dining room, and Carla is a different cookie. I mean, she's got all the patience in the world for my daughters, and she's able to see the light, the silver lining in any situation. And she tries to reassure her that, she's ready for it, and that she shouldn't sit there and cancel her plans. And one of the things that I just don't like about my personality is that, for some reason, I blame people, but not blaming for my shortcomings, but I blame people for not being adequately prepared. And again, I think it's an outlet for me because I feel many times I'm not adequately prepared. So everything that I put out there is because I'm saying it to myself. And I'm really hard on myself. I'm extremely hard on myself in when it comes to not being in a place where I want to be. And I cast it upon people around me. And in this case, I wanted her to sulk in it. I wanted her to learn a lesson. This is where I was at, which is kind of dysfunctional if you think about it. But I wanted her to dwell in that place that she could have done better. That she could have maybe studied a little more before she started thinking about having fun. And I'm sitting in this place. And I'm just there, just watching her in this place of just frustration. And I'm not feeling bad about it. And then as I sat there, I started thinking about all the things that she had done. All the years of preparation Carla and I have put her in. She's been in private school since she was in pre-kindergarten. She's had tutors throughout her entire grade school career. She's an A and B student. And here I am planting this seed of doubt. And I know it's pathetic, right? But it's really synonymous to how I've treated myself all these years. It's really synonymous on how I think a lot of us treat ourselves. We only give out what we give ourselves. And oftentimes it's not the very best. And I finally got up from the bedroom and I walked over and I reassured her of these things because she was adequately prepared. She knew everything she needed to do. She prepared enough. She's a great student. She's very analytical, very smart. And at the end of the day, this is not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things. And if I wanted more from it, I should have done my job as a parent and prepared her even more. But I needed to take that shift away and that doubt away because that will create the physical matter in her life. Doubt creates more doubt. Doubt creates the results you ultimately don't want. In any situation, you got to go into it with power, with purpose. In every situation, you got to go into it with your mind set on the end goal. But if the whole time she's in this place where she might be thinking, Dad's right, I didn't prepare, maybe I'm not smart enough, I can only imagine what a 13-year-old starts thinking, right? And at the end of the day, I know that all she's trying to do is make us proud. And here I am, the person that she looks up the most, and I'm casting this doubt that she's not essentially smart enough. Right? When I ask these questions, it's because I'm questioning her intelligence, if you think about it. It's kind of harsh to say, but that's exactly what I was doing. And again, when I go back to the quote, give yourself abundant pleasure and you will have abundant pleasure to give. It got me thinking about how I start treating myself and about how, I spend a lot of time in this place of just thinking I could have done better, that I could have, prepared a little better, or I could have given a better message, even to Mindset Mastery. Sometimes I'm beating myself up like, damn it, it's not what I wanted to go with. Or right now, I don't even know if you're receiving this message. And there's a part of me that's really frustrated that, things didn't go as planned. But I sit in this place, and because I'm thinking about growth and expansion, I am now able to plant a seed of certainty and confidence. And I think we need to take a step back as business owners, because we could dwell in this place, or maybe we planted our own seed of doubt. And now are just dwelling in this place that maybe you feel that you're not smart enough, that you don't have the solutions to know exactly what to do next for your business as things get tougher all around us. But I'm here to tell you, if I can do anything today, is to plant that seed of certainty, of confidence, because you have evidence in your own life that you know how to figure things out. You've done it before, and this is a test that you'll do it again. But again, when we just sit on our own thoughts, we can't realize how to shift. And that's the whole importance of growth and expansion. And I'm going to be open with you guys and read this other entry that I put in a while back. And it had to do with a business venture that I started. And I would say it's a more of a, one of these situations where I'm going based off of just loving the process, right? Loving the process of seeing others grow, seeing these other individuals just prosper from the lessons that I've learned. But with that, getting people to actually see that's sometimes the most frustrating part, right? A lot of you love the feeling of delivering keys or being able to negotiate a great deal for your clients, being able to get favorable terms. Like, you guys love that. And it's very exciting, and it motivates you. But it's actually getting the clientele base that's sometimes the most frustrating thing, right? Because you have to try to convince them to see what you see. With so much competition around you, you're the best. You'll know you'll deliver at a high level, but it's actually getting your clients to see that's sometimes the most frustrating part of any business. Like, the part of doing, like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love being able to paint a perspective. I love to be able to help resolve issues, to coach and mentor through my own experience. I love that part. But again, getting more people to see that, frustrating. So think about it in your business. What's the most frustrating part of your business? It might be getting the clientele base. Everything else you can do with your eyes closed. Everything else is so much joy. But we overwhelm that joy based on how frustrating it is to get the clientele base through the door. So we sit in that place of maybe you're not good enough. We sit in that place of maybe this business is not for you. And I got this that I entered a while back, and it had to do with my big money brokerage venture, which now I've done 4 of them or 3 of them, and they've been very successful for me and my clients. The feedback that I'm getting, I'm so thankful that I continue to move forward, because it's also giving me a sense of purpose, right? To be able to navigate and help other brokerage owners, other leaders across the country, be able to give more value to their agents. I mean, it's not impacting just one person. It's impacting many lives now. We're talking in the thousands. So it's giving me this higher level of purpose. But before I got there, and even to this day, there's still some frustration on how to get more people through the door. I know I will deliver, just like you will deliver. But if we sit in that place of getting frustrated, of getting people through the door, then we'll just stay there. So allow me to share this with you. And some of it may not make sense to you. But again, it made all the sense in the world to me. And I'm hoping by reading this, you'll get that the same that I got from this. And I remember just sitting in this place and I'm like, okay, what do I do with big money brokers? So I asked that. What should I do with BNB? This is a thought that is constantly on my mind. I'm a little frustrated. I almost feel like I don't have what it takes to build something like this. I'm having a hard time describing to the marketplace how I can help them. I am not clear with my message. I am not fully committed to the game. So that's what was on my mind, right? And I have demotivated myself. I felt defeated, very much like I was doing to Madeline, right? I felt like I can't compete with other coaches. I grow jealous of those that are excelling. Of course, it's just an observation from afar, but from what I can tell, they have something that I don't. Sometimes I feel like I don't have the intelligence or the drive or the awareness to do what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes I feel like, why do I even try? Why do I even try? And you may be looking at this, right? As you see other agents within the marketplace. You see other people within the marketplace and you're like, how? Like, how are they there? How can I ever get there? Why even try? And these thoughts leave me frustrated, angry, defeated, and unmotivated. I'm not sure if you ever felt that, but I felt that on a number of times, hundreds of times during my career. So through this journaling process that I do, I want to put everything on the table. So I said, what I want God to know that I spend my days doubting. I have found myself not motivated to send any information or emails out to my sphere. I want God to know that I haven't put much effort in new ads. So when you start thinking about what all this negativity does, it doesn't want to make you market. You're not necessarily excited to go out there and put a phone to your face, right? Because deep down inside, you've already beat yourself up. You're doubting yourself. The last thing you want to do is do this thing, right? To show face and feel like an imposter, feel like a fraud, because that's not how you're feeling. And this is where the self-analyzation comes from. I want God to know that I'm not in alignment with what I want. I keep telling myself I'm so busy, yet nothing that I've been wanting to do or achieve is on the level at which I operate. I know it's in me, but I just feel overwhelmed. My thoughts are not coming together. My mind is preoccupied. I can't focus. Like, there's so much, right? How can you compete? Someone out there is doing it better. It's so easy for this other person. I know it sounds like I'm just complaining. And I'm trying to avoid saying some things here that might not resonate. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and read it the way I say it, okay? So just bear with me. I know it sounds like I'm just complaining. And Lord, you're probably looking at me like you're such an idiot. Bring out the violins. I'm acting like a victim. The reality is nothing I have listed above is within or outside the ability for me to achieve. You must be frustrated with me. It sounds so stupid, I know. And these stupid reasons keep me from doing anything at all. I don't need a sign from you. It's in my mind. That is the biggest sign you can provide me. Your divinity is made visible through our own thoughts. I already know what to do. I already see what you see. I just have to continue to tell. I just have to stop the lies. So again, you already know. We all know. But it's hard to even see what's common knowledge when, again, we've inundated ourselves with doubt. We're beating ourselves up for what we should have done or what we could have done or what we should be. So I go on to say, no, I don't have to wonder. Lord, you put this on my mind and my heart. My job is to just proceed, not to try to figure out the end game. All I need to do is fill the room. I can't undertake the next step until I do my job. I refuse to do what I'm supposed to do. All I do is spend the energy in doubt. How am I supposed to get any type of outcome when I haven't created the conditions to be able to get out of my own way? I'm too focused on the results instead of the work. And then again, here I am beating myself again. And this is me just right. I said, what an idiot. I'm in this place where I don't need to ask from you anything more. You have blessed me in many ways I will never be able to repay you. You saved my life. You brought me my wife. You saved my children. You guided me away from destruction. You navigated my soul to find purpose. Lord, I need to do my end. I can't just sit here defeated and expect the world to turn in my favor. Your favor is the thought you put on my mind and the feeling you put in my soul. I must move now. Sitting in a place of pity will leave me there. Nothing progresses. Nothing changes. The doubt grows. The frustrations overpower my will to do anything at all. The focus is not on the results. When the results are a byproduct of the work. So focus on the work. Stop the madness. Stop the self-pity. Results are always after the work. I have created a lifestyle I desire, but I can't disregard what it took to get here. I'm going to read that again. I've created a lifestyle I've desired, but I can't disregard what it took to get here. It was years of blood, sweat, and tears. It was years of navigating in agony and defeat. It was the sleepless nights, the painful defeats. It was the frustration that got me here. Everything I built was in moments just like this. Everything happened after those feelings. So if you're in this place of doubt, of frustration, you've been there before, and everything you created afterwards was because it began there. That is the starting line to any great venture. At no time did I create something that I didn't go through with a similar experience. This is always the path. So why do I question it now? Doubt, frustration, worry, that's always a precursor to something greater. But when we're here, we're trying to avoid that, right? We're trying to wish it wasn't like that. But that's the precursor to something greater. So, finally, what actions am I willing to take today? I'm committed to correct my mind. I am committed to challenge my thoughts. I know the opposition wants me to doubt. I will fight. I know the opposition wants me to feel bad for myself. I will remind myself of my past. I've been here before. I will face the frustration, shame, and embarrassment head on. I don't need a sign. And then I will do the following. And then I started putting a timeline of things that I needed to do. But I think we all have to, again, be able to see where our mind is at. And from this, I've grown. Like from the experience with my daughter, I've grown. I could have easily, mimicked her excitement, right? I could have easily made her more excited, but instead I wanted her to feel bad. You can sit there and make things worse for yourself if you continue to tell yourself those lies that you're incapable, or if you don't know what it takes, or you don't have what it takes, or don't know what to do next. Or you can start pouring into yourself and say, you know exactly what to do. And this is what the precursor is to something greater. So as you begin the day, think about, the problems you may be having with your business, with your health, with your marriage as a parent. And it all has to do with where your mind's at and how you're treating yourself. And whatever you're going through right now, whether it's good or bad, understand that was a culmination of things you thought about first. Then it was about the action or inaction you decided to take second. So again, give yourself abundant pleasure and you will have abundant pleasure to give. So let's go ahead and stay with those thoughts. Take a few minutes to analyze where your mind is at. If you need to make a couple phone calls to appreciate, to love on someone, to apologize to someone, then do that now. Because maybe it had nothing to do with him. And it all had to do with where your current situation is at. And maybe how you've been treating yourself lately. So show yourself some kindness. Show yourself some love. And then give it to someone else. Thank you everyone for joining me for this episode of Mindset Mastery. Have a great day and I will talk to you soon. Bye now. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Badass Agents Podcast. Brought to you by AZ & Associates and Do the Work Coaching and Consulting. You can watch this and other episodes by subscribing to our channel on YouTube or by visiting us directly at badassagents.com. And of course, you can listen to this episode and many others on your preferred podcast provider.